Hello and welcome to a playthrough of the 1988 F1 season in rFactor 2. This is a short little introduction video just to cover some rules and conditions that I'll be racing with, just so I don't have to do this in the first real episode where I actually go and drive. Now first of all, this mod is available for the Steam version of rFactor 2 through the Community Workshop, and if you choose to want to download the packages separately, I'll be sure to include a link to the mod page in the description of the video. Besides that, everything is standard. I'm using the mod and I'm using the wedge HUD, and everything else is pretty much standard rFactor 2. Now there will be an update a day after this video is recorded for DX11. It's currently still in beta. Beta will be accessible to everybody on May the 1st. So the game might look a little nicer when we actually get into driving races and such. Now, I wasn't really alive for the 80s era of F1, so forgive me if I mispronounce any names or teams or turn names and such, so, just go along with it. I've also played an entire season of this mod already, and it's helped me decide a bunch of things regarding the AI, the difficulty of the tracks, and so on and so forth. And I also decided that I would be driving for the Benetton team because I didn't want the advantage of being in a turbo vehicle. But I still wanted to be in a team that would be somewhat competitive and that I'd still have a chance of winning some races. I also picked Alessandro Nannini to be my teammate because from what I saw, the AI for Nannini was better than Boutsen's over the course of the season. I will be playing on difficulty settings that go as follows. The damage multiplier will be at 60% because I know the AI loves to brake check. I've experienced this many times and I don't want to lose my nose to some random AI just slowing down the middle of nowhere. So we're going to have a little bit of tougher cars for this season. The AI aggression will be on 40% because I found it to be a pretty much accurate sweet spot for how aggressive I would be in certain scenarios. The AI limiter will be on 20% just because I want the drivers to be a little bit more realistic. I want them to mess up sometimes and not drive the perfect lap. When the limiter was on stuff like 5%, they would drive almost identical lap times. So that's a little not interesting. And finally, the difficulty would be on 104%. I spent most of last season on 100, and depending on the track, I was sometimes over a second faster than the AI, so I'm going to bump it up to 104 and see how it is. If I seem to be faster than everyone, then I'll kick it up in more, but I don't think I'll need to, just because I'm already in a weaker car. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Difficulty might change. One thing that I do want to briefly mention is my setup isn't very high-tech, and so I only have paddle shifters, so therefore I'll be a little weaker on the straights than the AI because I just can't accelerate as fast without the 8 shifter, so just be aware of that and just know that I'm not the greatest F1 driver ever. I've only had this wheel for a few months, so that's why the difficulty is lower than you might expect from someone who's better at this game than I am. Now, I will be driving all 16 races that happened in the 1988 calendar, however, I will be changing one of them. From what I noticed, driving in the current version of the mod, the AI is glitched in the French GP. It doesn't drive Paul Ricard very well, and it also seems to just randomly brake in the middle of the start-finish straight. And I can't seem to figure out why it does this, or just generally how to fix this issue. So we're going to be avoiding this track for this season, but instead we're going to replace it with something fun. We're going to be driving 5 laps around the Nordschleife. So if anybody survives, it will be a fairly exciting race to watch rather than the sort of boring-ish short Paul Ricard circuit. I will be racing quarter distance plus 5 laps, so I thought the quarter distance was okay as far as driving a full season with it goes, but I want to normalize more of the race lengths because some races seem to be much longer than others time-wise, especially at things like Hungary, which are very short laps mileage-wise, but are very long time-wise, so that race will end up being longer than the other ones just because of how long it takes to get around once. And also some races like Hockenheim were just 11 laps on quarter distance, so I decided to kick it up and take it to maybe 16 or so. So that's about how long I'll be driving. Qualifying is an interesting thing that I decided. It took multiple iterations, but I think I have a version that works. So including the out and in laps, you will be allowed 9 laps to qualify, so you can go out 3 times for 1 lap. You can go out twice for stints of 2 to 4 laps, or you can go out once for 1 mega stint of 7 laps. So it'll be interesting to see how I decide to do it, and it'll be interesting to see how the AI decides to go about it, because I noticed that they all do different things, and it ends up playing out strangely and interestingly at some tracks. Now besides that, because rFactor doesn't have the system integrated into it, I'll be keeping track of all the points and stuff in a separate Excel spreadsheet. I won't be keeping track of where everybody finished, but I'll be keeping the point totals and everything. The points will be distributed as they were in the 1988 season, so first place will get 9 points, then second will get 6, third will get 4th, fourth will get 3, fifth will get 2, and sixth will get 1. I won't be using the best 11 results rule, and I'll just be summing the team totals for the Constructors' Championship as well. Anyway, that covers basically everything that I wanted to say. I hope that anybody that finds this video or the first real episode will continue watching for the remainder of the season, but, you know, I'll try to have fun, and I'll see if I can entertain you folks at the same time. But besides that, that's everything. So I'll be uploading this alongside the first actual episode. I don't want there to be a gap between this random introduction video where I'm just driving practice in the background. So yeah, I'll upload this at the same time as I upload round 1, which is, you know, in Brazil. So this will be kind of fitting to see some laps around the place. So yeah, see ya.